Hey guys, just thought I'd put this quick video together again of the answers for the supply headlines. Don't know how many of you guys are actually looking at this, but if you are, thank you so much for checking this out, and hopefully this will help you as you walk through the activity and if you had any questions on the different scenarios. So I'll get right to it here. So again, these are supply headlines. So you have to think about yourself as the producer when you're reading the scenario. So this is the record peach harvest. This price is lowest in a decade. How will that affect the supply curve for peach pies? I did this one the other day as an example, so you probably already knew that one. So it's a resource, and since it's cheaper, I can make more of them. So it's a shift to the right, an increase in supply. The next one was U.S. car companies to close 6 factories. How will this information likely affect the supply curve for the company's minivans? So if they go out of business, that means that there's going to be less car dealerships that are there or factories that are there to make goods. So that would shift that supply curve to the left because it would decrease because the number of sellers would leave or size. So that would shift that curve to the left. The shoe manufacturer increases prices on all styles. How will this information likely affect the supply curve for the company's sneakers? So this one is just the price of the product changing. So it's one of those harder ones, but this will just be a movement on the curve. It's talking about just the price going up for sneakers. So if the price goes up, there's P1, and then if it went up to P2, this means that more people will be willing to produce shoes. So the quantity would increase. That's the law of supply. Gas prices to stay low this year and then rise dramatically next year. How will this information likely affect the current supply curve for gasoline? So again, if I'm the producer, do I want to get the higher price next year or get the lower price now? Well, I'd want to get the higher price. So right now, I would decrease my supply so that I could get that higher price in the future. So that's kind of a weird one, but that's the producer's side looking at if I can get a higher price, then why would I sell it now? I would wait and then I would sell it when I can get the higher price. Robots make automobile assembly faster and cheaper. So how will that affect the supply curve for cars? So that would be technology. So that would be a shift to the right. That's an increase. This one says Congress passes a new sugar tax. Again, a tax always goes on the supply side because it's government. And if it's a tax, it's a decrease in supply. So that would shift to the left. A fire destroys thousands of acres of forest in the Pacific Northwest. How will this information likely affect the supply curve for lumber from Oregon? So that would be like an international event or a national disaster. And if that happens, that would decrease the amount of lumber that you could get. So that would be a shift to the left for supply. And then the president approves a subsidy for solar energy industry. How will this information likely affect the supply curve for solar energy panels? So a subsidy, again, I know it's kind of a weird word, but it's the government giving you money to produce something. So if they do that, that would be a shift to the right and an increase in supply. So it looks like that's all the headlines for today. Hope that made some sense. We'll put those all together next week, and it'll make even more sense, I think, when we put supply and demand together, and you'll see why we're doing this. All right, thanks, guys.